Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Chronicle. I am the Revenant Archon. Welcome to Season 2 as we kick off with our Anarch chapter. It is now the end of June. Almost an entire 6 months have passed for Salem. It is, to be exact, Friday, June 28th, 1985. We find that Otis King is at the Dance Nocturne for his weekly Elysium, and unlike the previous prince of the city, this Ventru has made a name for himself by being available. There are channels to get to Otis King. Among them, as everyone knows, is the efficient John Coulson, the stoic Dmitry Korchagin, and the lovable Manny Garza. It has been 6 months since the New Year's Eve event and Otis King's rise to the head of the table, as it were, and we have seen a cavalcade of changes. His Primogen Council is not just a group of entitled elders. The Nosferatu, the Malkavian, the Tremere, and the Toreador clans are all people that have come highly vetted to him or highly recommended. And even the Toreador Primogen used to be the prince of the city before Hyde took over. And as a show of good faith to those watching and to kind of a kick in the teeth to Jackson and in the political arena that is happening in Chicago at the point, he has appointed a Thin Blood as his miscellaneous clan Primogen. Marcus Bradley is in charge of all the clans not already represented by a Primogen on his council. With the Justicar's aid, the city has also diminished the presence of the Second Inquisition. There's been a big push to remove any alphabet-backed groups or clandestine operations from the city. And it has also helped that a baron has risen in West Salem of Gustav Vladikov Orsten, who was a minor player hanging around on the fringes and wings of the stage, who has come full circle to come into the limelight for himself. It is known that Yvette Morrison is also backing him. The bishop of the city has also been named. Paolo Antonio Marcucci has risen from the ashes, as it were, to come up and have his Templar Grant Reynolds at his side, as well as a advisor that some have whispered is into some nefarious dealings. We open on a Friday night. It is busy at Sangria, one of the more popular clubs in the city. The Spanish music is flowing. There are some bikes outside for the free souls, but as Erickson Wood and Andreas Barker are pulling up for the evening, where we find our two handsome boys, you will notice that the head usher, the kind of maitre d', the doorman, comes over and immediately just hands you 3 envelopes, Erickson. And he says, "Sir, these came for you while we were waiting for you to arrive. I hope that these are not worrisome times for you, my friend."
I know this person, right? Obviously, the doorman.
Yeah. This is Eduardo. And Eduardo has been brought over from Cuba maybe like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, Manny pulled a bunch of strings to bring over what he mentioned in passing were like distant relatives, people that were friends of the family, things like that, people he wanted to take care of given everything that's happening in Cuba right now. With the Mariel boat lift and the Peter Pan flights and things like that. So he has been trying to take care of his family. Eduardo also kind of, as he hands you 2 of the envelopes, he holds on to one. He says, "Señor, I don't know if this is pertaining to Señor Garza, but he has not shown up tonight. But this one, they sounded very urgent and very impatient, I almost want to say, and they demanded to meet with you at your earliest convenience."
Oh, Eddie. Thank you. I really do appreciate you doing this. And by the way, how is the family doing? I take it you're I take it they're doing better since the last time I spoke with you?
Sí, señor. Please, thank you for asking. We are very good. Very good. Getting used to a dry heat. Cuba is not so dry, and the skin very terrible.
And and it's not like Miami.
No.
Well, I appreciate it, Eddie, for you bringing this over to me. And I go ahead and I actually slip. I take it out from my pocket and I actually slip it into his. I actually slip money into his pocket. $20.
He goes, no, señor, please. You work here. You don't have to do this.
Hey, never you mind, Eddie. Take your mom out for a nice night. I'll see you later.
You are too good to me, sir. Please. And he holds his hand like over your hand on his pocket. And then he goes right back over to the door.
Yep. So the urgent one, I'm going to open immediately then.
Okay. It says, need to meet up, hopefully before the last call. And then it just says GR.
Was the last call capitalized?
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He's a bruja. There's no subtlety.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I was like, that's not a time, that's a place. Got it.
Copy that.
Yeah.
I hand the note over to Andreas.
Oh, you got him. You got him driving you. How times have changed. You get to presents. Okay.
Let him read the note.
I was like, bro, you get to presents 5, and now you got him driving.
I was like, driving him? If he wants to ride bitch on my bike, maybe. Just hug my waist and call me daddy.
Ooh.
I bought we bought that little bucket that goes on the side. just so.
Okay, well then we're stashing guns in the front of it.
Yeah. Yeah, literally just like that's all I see now.
I'll get you one of the World War I German helmets with the spike up top and shit.
That's pretty ironic. Yeah, it's pretty ironic. We go to Gustav. Hey!
Look who's here.
Gustav will be like, that's my bike.
That was mine.
But yeah, I hand the note over to Andreas so that he can. I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Yeah,
obviously. And I look over the other two notes.
And Andreas has been with a bruja in his coterie for over a year. Like, that there's a lack of subtlety here.
Yeah,
he might as well have like underlined it and drawn a map to what he meant.
I love that he actually put his fucking like Grant Reynolds, like, just put an N in the middle so people think it's Guns N' Roses. I mean,
are they around at this point?
Guns N' Roses, yes, but nobody knows who they are. It's like this is they're more this. Yeah, this is like the end of like the LA Guns and the Hollywood Roses, and like when they're actually like first forming a band kind of shit.
Yeah, this is also around the time I believe is when Madonna started coming out.
Yeah.
She's been out for a few years.
Yeah. This I think this is like Material Girl height though.
85? 85 is Material Girl?
I think so.
Yeah.
If not Material Girl, it's definitely Lucky Star.
Yeah.
All the hits they bring up in Reservoir Dogs.
Well, I will let you know that within the 6 months during that time, I've watched, I think, Scarface a few times. So I'm trying to indoctrinate myself into the idea of.
I mean, you're surrounding yourself with a Cuban staff, courtesy of Manny. So I mean, this is like I guess it suits. I mean, you're at least creating. You're working on your.
The shirt. I'm
like
trying to.
It's really confusing because there is a guy named Manolo, and every time you say Manolo, shoot this piece of shit, like he always reaches for a gun, and you got to be like, no, that's not. No.
Not you, Manolo.
Manolo, who gave you a gun?
Yeah, you're a dishwasher.
He's a dishwasher. Exactly. He just comes out. He's like, what happened?
Okay.
You got somebody to shoot.
So yeah, the other two notes.
One of them is from Samantha. It says, "Hey, we need to meet," and it just gives you a liquor store, which is weird that it's not the Albatross,
right? Or Sangria,
but it's downtown, and it's not far from the Albatross or Sangria, but it's definitely somewhere that it isn't either of those places. And the third one is from a junior free souls who's like been itching to kind of climb the ladder. He found out that the two of you are not regular people, and so he is kind of out there digging the wind, trying to earn as many points as possible. But he's like, got a bead on a couple of disciples in the city. Gonna go kick some heads in, and it just has a address for what you imagine is either where he wants to meet, or is the hotel, or some place that he has traced some disciples to.
Okay. Oh, I hand that junior free souls note over to Andreas. I'll keep the one from Sam to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pocket that one.
Yeah.
Like I don't notice it.
Yeah. No, I'm not even making like at this point. You already know. Like I'm not trying to be subtle. It's just here you go, and then this goes right in my pocket.
Secret shit.
Well, you don't have to be subtle about it. That's the whole thing. Just like if you were, that would be the only thing that bothers me. Be like, and I'm a gypsy, so I'm gonna have to fucking steal that shit later. So
yeah,
this clandestine motherfucker right here.
This note.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, so I put two. What time of day is it right now?
You're getting into what would have been your shift, so it would have been around 9.
Okay.
Well, no, you would have woken up around 9, so you'd be coming in around 10.
Oh yeah, man. Like my shift is just me being there.
Yeah.
Showing face.
This is like okay, so it's like a no-show job, except you actually do show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work in construction too. So
the one thing that Manny never got is presence, and seeing that Erickson made himself available to him as somebody that had presence, he wasn't going to just turn it away.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I draw a crowd. Let's just put it. That's pretty much the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So no,
be the shirt.
Yeah, I can't be the face, so I might as well be the shirt.
Yeah.
So
that the face is handsome, but we've all seen it. I mean, but you were in the stuffy ass suit for how long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm trying to get rid of the state senator quote unquote gimmick for right now.
What a difference that's gonna be.
I know it's gonna be a difference. No, but yeah, in fact, but yeah. So honestly, Andreas, I'm not even gonna step in. I think we should, venture out where we need to go. For
yeah, I think we find our entertainments elsewhere tonight.
Yep. I glance over at Eddie. I go, Eddie, I'll be back in a little while. Have Federico do the rounds.
Claro.
And then I just walk off.
And you just before you leave, you see him open the door. He's like, "Fede, a trabajar." But you drive off and you pull up to what was the last call, and you can see that construction is halted. The construction equipment is still off to the side, but the people that were building it out no longer have signage on the exteriors. And there's a car with its taillights already kind of lit up, and as you pull up, you will hear this kind of thumping, like they're listening to something really loud, but it's very melodic. And the moment that your car pulls up, the passenger side door opens, and you hear the chorus to "I Shot the Sheriff" by Bob Marley. And you see Grant Reynolds get out, and he looks down into the car, says something, and motions, and the car drives off. But he comes over.
I split him my biggest shit-eating granite. I shot the sheriff.
And you notice he's got a sleeveless Hawaiian shirt that you would imagine Manny would wear, just over his shirt. And he comes over and he slides into the back seat of the car and just kind of pulls his hands up as he's in the middle. Gentlemen, what a pleasure to see you this evening.
Oh, I mean, I take it. I look over at the shirt that he's wearing. I go, doesn't match your eyes, but I think that's a new look for you.
I mean, I'm trying something now, you know.
So reach over the back seat, shake his hand.
You shake your
Grant,
hand.
how the hell are you?
Mr. Barker, good. Always a pleasure to see the two of yous. I would like it to go on record. And you'll forgive me if you're not the first to hear about this, Mr. Wood. I apologize, but I did have to send Otis's little lapdog, Mr. Bradley, over to deliver the news that Mr. Manny Garza will no longer be with us in this God's green earth.
I sit there with the car idling for a moment, and I look up at, and then I look up at the rearview mirror, right? To go eye contact with him. I go, what station were you just on in that car?
Oh, that's not a station, Mr. Wood. That's a cassette. I'm a man of the world, and I enjoy myself a bit of irony too. Let me not mince words. I don't think Mr. White enjoyed me putting that song on repeat, but god damn if it ain't catchy and prevalent for the situation.
Quite fitting, and I honestly was trying to see if I could play that song right now so I could hear it, but I guess that moment has also passed. So, I mean, I look left, I look right. I realize I'm in a car with just three people. I look around and I go, so glad this fucker's gone. I say it just like that.
I don't know what he did to you, Mr. Wood, but I know what he did to me, and that kind of slight just wasn't going to go unanswered.
No, it's I guess the only way I can put it is, in a former life, it would have been called petty. Is the base term for it, but honestly, can't say that I didn't grow a little bit of a fondness for him before he left, but time I have given a few seconds, that moment of silence, and now we can move on.
I'm sure in a way he's still with us all. We can have a moment of silence for Manny. Well.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
And you see that he grabs the back of the seats and pulls himself up, and then he brings his hand on top of your shoulder, just kind of brings it in as he leans into your ear. And the moment he grabs you, like skin to skin contact, your beast recoils.
Great.
And he leans in and he's like, now I hope that this is a symbol of not just the trust I have in the two of you, but in a display of loyalty and what would happen if someone were to go out there and just break my heart, which I hope never comes to pass.
I could say this with full confidence, Reynolds. I see no reason to ever have that feeling, at least from the people inside this car. I mean, you've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing to slight me nor turn a card against my favor. So, in fact,
he slides himself back. Opposite. Yeah, he slides himself back, and you see him reaching into his pocket, and then he comes forward again. He's like, "I'm glad to hear that," and he slaps you on the front of the chest, and you can see that he's holding a piece of paper, like a folded piece of paper.
What is it with people and paper? All right, just
a gift.
Well, digital and fucking the internet are not here yet. So.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
It's still on fucking paper.
A gift from Dr. Stanton and our associate, Mr. Marcucci, as a sign of fealty and a show of faith to you and your associates.
Oh, I'm an associate.
I look. I take the paper and I open it. What's in it?
It's a deed. deed to this plot of land.
A tier. If I could produce a tier, I would.
It's quite amusing what can happen when you show up at the house of a certain gentleman that is backing a financial endeavor that was never gonna take place here. And given your proximity to the bridge and to this straight line to Kaiser, I think maybe it's time that we bring back some old faces, Mr. Wood. And my bishop is put me in charge of making sure that whatever you need is at your disposal.
Now, I take it this deed comes without any trace of where it came from.
No, sir. It's out to your name. That's all that matters. Whatever led to your name being signed onto that deed doesn't matter, does it? You don't need to know.
In my head, I'm like, no, I do need to know. No, I kind of do because out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I get the spot of land again. I kind of.
He just leans back in the chair again, and he brings his arms up on the rests. I mean, you were a state senator at some point, so you know how hands get greased and how gears are turned. I's are dotted and T's are crossed, Mr. Wood. That's what matters.
I like the way you work, sir. Granted, a little more cavalier than what I have been doing lately, but I do appreciate it. This goes without saying that from me and my brethren, I think that it's very much appreciated.
Sometimes I lean a little too hard on our clan, Mr. Wood. I shouldn't expect that of other people.
Congratulations on your dirt.
But
yeah.
What was being built on here? What was being built like a family kind of Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh, that's right. That when I literally threw a truck into it. Yes, I remember.
You set them back several months.
I knew I was going to burn something tonight.
But if there's no other business, Mr. Wood, Mr. Barker, I think I'm going to partake of the night air and see if I can get into some trouble around here. Yeah, Lupine's around.
Really? You don't say.
That one I stiffen up a bit, but bracing, isn't it?
Nope. And he opens the door and lets himself out.
Goes the door. Yep. I want to see in which direction he goes in before he obviously
taps the roof of the car, and then there's a moment where you see him walking southward towards the bridge, and then he blinks out of your field of view.
Yeah.
Obfuscates a motherfucker.
Or celerity more than anything.
That too.
He literally blinked out.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh shit. At this time, I would have hoped that I got a bulky ass cell phone.
You have a car phone, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bulky car phone.
Yeah. Manny would have taken care of you.
Yeah. Thank you, Manny.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you, Manny. So appreciative.
Yeah, right.
I was going to ask him, and he left. How did Otis take it? Because obviously he would have found out some information. Because we're finding this out. Andreas, we're finding this out right now. I can only imagine what is going on with Otis, because he must have already found out before we have.
Yeah, but he doesn't necessarily know we're connected with it. This is going to sound like this is going to look like Grant's work.
No. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. So far, right now, we're in the clear, and I keep saying we're in the clear.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yep.
However, we have to show. I mean, considering how deep I'm into this, we're going to have to show. I'm going to have to show face at some point. So I think maybe we should actually go to the dance nocturne.
Are you asking me on a date?
Yeah, man. We're going. I'm taking you to Elysium.
Oh, take me to all the nice places. Let's go.
So it's Friday, right? Or no?
It is Friday, yeah. Otis would be at Elysium. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't mind, let's just drive. We might as well just head out over there.
Mm-hmm.
You head over there, and you notice that when you get there, Benjamin, who you know is one of Ivory's ghouls, he's at the door, kind of, and you know that he's the head of security at the club. And as he sees you walk up, he intercepts you about a good 20 or 30 feet from the door. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you. Unfortunately, tonight's events have been ended prematurely. I wish I could be of help to you, but Miss Larson and the coterie have just left. Otis and his coterie have left. Is there anything that you would like to leave as a message?
I take it what you probably have heard what's transpired recently.
What might have transpired, sir?
Never you mind. I wanted to know if you know where Otis has gone.
He left in a bit of a situation, I think. He took Mr. Coulson and Mr. Kochigan with him, but it was kind of odd that we hadn't seen Mr. Garza tonight. So I hope everything is all right.
Yeah, it's it's going to be trying times, but thank you. I appreciate it, Ben.
Of course.
And I head back out.
And he goes back to the door, and you see him take his position, and he starts checking IDs and letting people in or taking time to get the fuck out.
Ooh, if he'd have kept talking, I thought we'd have to kill him.
Some things don't change, bro.
Yeah, first off, it did change because it didn't happen. So let's just go with that right now.
You're right.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. You must have heard about what transpired. What transpired? Nothing.
Nothing happened.
I was waiting. You were like, you heard what happened, right? And I was like,
yeah. I was like, I hope they pay those. I hope
happened?
they pay the staff. I hope they pay the staff like shit. I really do.
Benjamin is taken care of.
Yeah.
One bullet for that motherfucker.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
You're also dealing with the Toreador's ghoul. Like, I'm pretty sure Benjamin knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Let's just hope everybody's in shock because all the fucking people took off on a Friday night. We're empty on a Friday.
Well, the kindred are gone, but there's still people. Like, the Dance Nocturne is still a busy place.
Yeah, but nobody gives a fuck about the kind. I mean, like, I have food in my fridge. Yeah, so does everybody else.
Yeah. Like, you can hear the Lionel Richie playing or the kind of DeBarge kind of music playing, rhythm of the night kind of. It is a busy night. Friday is always the busiest night at the Dance Nocturne.
I take it. I look over at Andres. I go, I think we need to get back to Sangria, and we need to get there quickly.
Well, you drove, so yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going back to Sangria.
Yeah. You do know that the liquor place is on the way.
Yes, but considering what's going on here, I don't want anything like in my mind, Erickson's mind. Considering what's going on, what looks out of place, what is not being routine will be noticed. So I need to be at Sangria at the moment.
Yep. You show back up, and you see that people are being escorted out.
All right, immediately walk in.
And Eduardo is sitting there with Federico, just kind of like helping people get their coats. There's Manolo and some of the other cooks are coming out and helping the band break down. It looks like they're closing early.
Yeah. I'm looking around for any of the. I'm looking around for who else, because right now I'm trying to remember who else would be that's kindred that would be inside Sangria besides myself and Andreas.
Manny. He never made a chowder. Excuse me. He never made any chowder, and being that
Go ahead.
Being that it's Elysium, most people would have been at the dance nocturne.
Yeah. Who's the night manager today?
Eduardo.
So Eddie,
he puts a coat on a older lady, and he comes over. Senor Wood, Senor King came by, told us to close everything down. He said that this was an emergency, and that there was, a situation, and he told us to close everything down and to make sure that all the avenues were taken care of. Mm-hmm. And you know that's code. Manny had taking the fact that 6 months spent around Manny Garza, he was a little bit of a paranoid person. He always believed that he was being followed, that he lived a detective noir lifestyle. There was always somebody in the shadows hunting him down. There was always something that he had to take care of, and so he always had contingency plans. And one of the contingency plans for Sangria was if something happened to him, that avenues had to be secured, which meant that everybody was going to wait a week, and that severance checks would be sent out, and that the bar would be closed. The property would revolt to, or not revolt, but be revoked from his name into the trust that had been set up by Coulson, and then it would default into Otis King's properties.
In other words, they're closing down Sangria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sangria as it exists now will not exist in about 2 weeks.
Copy. So as everybody's rushing out, I'm going to go to the offices then. I think we should go to the offices then and see. I imagine, considering that Otis is making himself more available, that means that whoever his, I don't want to say second in command, but whatever channels we would need to get in touch with him, I think we should try to do that now.
Sure. When you go up into the office, you will see that there is, excuse me, there's a thin kind of haze, and standing behind the desk in front of a small waste paper basket that's on fire is John Coulson. And as the door opens, you see him about to pull his sleeve up, and then he sees that it's you, and then he stops. Gentlemen, you were almost on the wrong side of explosive discipline. What brings you out here?
Well, it's a Friday night, and
I see the shirt, but Eduardo had told us that you had taken off after some messages arrived for you. I hope everything is all right, Mr. Wood.
Yeah, everything's okay and I'm coming in now, and I'm noticing that as we were coming back, how long was I gone? I wasn't even gone for that. I don't think we were gone for that
hour.
Long. Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to deal with something in my area, but it was something quick.
He looks down at his pocket watch in his vest pocket, puts it away.
Yep.
All right.
But we're coming back now, and I'm seeing that we're closing up shop.
Yes, unfortunately, someone, I shouldn't say someone, Grant Reynolds has taken Manny Garza off the board. Otis is not taking it well, as you can imagine.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How? What happened?
I don't know the logistics of it, Mr. Wood, but I do know that Marcus Bradley was entrusted with delivering the message, which was a torn sleeve from Mr. Garza's Hawaiian shirt and his fangs, which were undoubtedly ripped out of his mouth.
Damn.
Holy shit. And how long ago? Like, this was just this happened now. When did? Wait. So we're just.
That's why they were. Now, that's why they were closing up the. That's why they closed up Elysium. That's why they're closing this place up. That must be it.
So what's the stress? So yeah. So that means right now we're hunkering down until. Are we like? I just want to know, what can I do?
Well, Otis and Dimitri are heading off to the next assets that Mr. Garza had in the city. I was asked to make sure that this place was closed down sufficiently and that the records were destroyed. And I don't mean the club's records, but the exterior records that we had on hand.
Understood.
Do you know if there was anything that Mr. Garza hid from other employees that he might have shared with you, Mr. Wood?
Would he have?
Even the odds in your favor.
Sure. Yeah, even.
That's an 8. You know that there is a bottle of Havana Club that he keeps in the lowest drawer that he never opens. But there are metal shavings inside the bottle that, when held up to a certain part of the wall, will reveal a hidden safe. He never gave you the combination to the safe, but he always told you that if something happened, that this was important.
I'm not a drinker per se, so if you want, you can take that bottle of Havana Club that's in his desk. I think you might find something interesting.
I'll make sure that Otis gets this.
If I could cry, I would. I don't. This is I'm at a loss for words, and given that it's me, I'm surprised myself.
This is a sad day for the tower.
I mean no offense when I say that it is rare to see you at a loss for words, Mr. Wood.
You know, as annoying as Manny was sometimes, I actually, I mean, look at me. I would have never thought I would be wearing something like this and hanging out in a Spanish nightclub, but here I am.
Here you are.
But please, I mean, our coterie is here to help you in any way we can. Of course, you and Otis, especially during this time.
I'll make sure that he understands and is relayed this information, Mr. Wood. When the time comes to act, I'm sure that we will have plenty for you to do.
Understood.
Looking forward to it.
And you see him just dump another set of folders into the bin, and again it roars to life with red and orange and yellow. And you see that he kind of just stands there as the fire comes up out of the waste bin. But both of you feel that kind of primordial fear of destruction tickling at the back of your throat, and you're kind of thankful that you're not at this desk like he is.
Yeah.
Boy's got his Rorschach under control. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if there's nothing you need from us, then we'll step out. and we're ready to hear from you when you're ready. When you and Otis are ready.
Thank you.
Step out.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a wide swath look around. So how long do we have to act concerned about this?
I mean, I would say once we're out of earshot from anybody that would care. So, yeah, I would say we would step down. I get into the car. Our safe house, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Where have we been staying in the past 6 months? Now that I'm
everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have an apartment building in West Salem that you own as well.
And I'm probably there about once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And is the liquor store, since I looked at the address, is the liquor store on the way over to those apartments?
No, it's a little bit off the beaten path.
Do we have I would have a lighter on me. Yeah, I would.
Sure.
Yeah. So as we're in the car, driving off into that direction to the gas station.
Yeah.
Now into the liquor store, I'll hand that paper over to Andreas while I burn the paper of Grant Reynolds because we do not need evidence.
Oh, look at you being smart! What a smart boy!
Yeah. Yeah.
What a smart boy you are.
If not, I would have used this. If not, I would have used a cigarette lighter in the car because there's obviously going to be one.
Yeah.
And this is the note from Sam you passed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you drive over to the liquor store, and you see that it is a combination. It's kind of like what's it called? Bare Necessities, where there's like a liquor store and a strip club next to it.
Bare Necessities. You're bringing up like an old. Wow. You're going all the way to Miami back on that one.
I'm in it, boy. It's not a full nudity bar because Oregon. But there are, breasts that are a-flapping. And so the liquor store is kind of open late, but you notice that it is closed at this point. And as you walk into the club, you will hear Toto playing, a little bit of Hold the Line.
Oh, okay.
And there is a buxom young lady kind of dancing along the horseshoe of a bar that sits prominently in the center of this place. And at the bar, at one of the ends of the horseshoes, you see Sam kind of look up from her drink and just holds up the beer bottle towards you. And she motions for two to the bartender, who nods and comes over and pops the same kind of beer bottles and puts them down next to her.
Yeah, I walk over to sit next to. I walk over to Sam.
I hope you don't mind the decor. I figured this would be like a home away from home for you in your old life.
Toss a little money on the stage before I saunter over. Flip the chair around, sit Riker style.
Yes. And you see that when you throw the money on the stage, the girl kind of winks at you and then flips herself up, holding on to the bar, and then starts to just kind of like walk on the roof. Kind of like giving you a show for what you've thrown on the bar.
Sadly for her, my intention's completely gone. That was just have some money, and I have a friend to talk to.
Yeah, that was
enjoy.
Yeah, that was more of a reflex. He was like, "Well, since I'm here."
Yeah. And normally,
I'm not going to feed off of her either. She's got enough bullshit to deal with.
Yeah, normally, this is the kind of situation where like Shepard would be following suit, and Shepard would know this is his time to follow up,
shine.
Yeah,
exactly.
The wingman approach, of course. So, yeah, I can totally see that it's just routine. It's like, here's money. Shepard will handle the talking to you, and then when you sit down with Sam, you're like, Shepard's not here.
Yeah. Right.
But Sam just kind of looks over. I don't know if you know, but Grant Reynolds took out Manny. He came in to the Albatross tonight, had a ripped Hawaiian shirt sleeve and some fangs that he gave Marcus. He forcibly pulled him in to tell him something, and then just walked out. And I thought he walked into a car with somebody that looked like you, which is why I wanted to talk to you. But Marcus told me that it wasn't you.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, last thing I need is rumor spreading.
Yeah, I was gonna say you mastered being in two places at once because you've been with me all night. Giggity.
Wow. I just wanted to make sure that you had nothing to do with Manny Garza and Grant Reynolds.
Look, whatever Grant Reynolds did, obviously
Scout's honor,
was under his own volition. I would be the last person to control somebody as powerful as Grant Reynolds. And honestly, I know this is going to sound weird. I'm at a loss for words about what happened to Manny. I honestly grown to like the guy. We've done so much together in the past 6 months that I right now I still don't know what to do. I know that Otis has been.
So you had already heard about Manny.
Yeah, I found out from over at Sangria. I found out.
Okay.
At Sangria, then we actually went to
Did you see Otis?
Dance Nocturne. Nope. Tried to go to Dance Nocturne and he wasn't there either.
Yeah, no.
It's actually where we first went and they were closing that down. Then we went to Sangria. That's where we heard a little more detail about what happened to Manny.
I shoot fucking daggers at him like, no, stop giving the order. That's not the order we want to tell them. That's what's wrong.
But you're like, oh, yeah. I was at the bar when Marcus kind of told me what happened. He showed me the sleeve and the fangs, and told me that Grant forced him to go be the one to tell Otis he took out Manny. He told him that it was to repay whatever debt, some stupid vengeance over Elizabeth Guernsey, which doesn't make any sense because she was a bitch.
No, I agree with you on that. Elizabeth Guernsey, wasn't she with? I think the last time I look at Andreas, I go, I think the last time we ever saw Elizabeth Guernsey was when she was actually around Grant Reynolds.
Think so?
Yeah. Last time I saw her, she punched me in the face with a fucking shadow fist. So I'm glad that bitch is dead.
Wait a minute. So you think that? Wait a minute. So you think that? Did Grant Reynolds think that Manny Garza was the one that
he must
killed
have?
Guernsey?
He must have. I mean, I know that Manny had shadow powers, but I always figured that he had connections. You know, like him and John Coulson, like they're tight, and Coulson knows things that he shouldn't know, especially for Tremere. That motherfucker's like Fort Knox.
So have you been staying here, Sam? Since you heard the news?
No, I came here to just not be in a place where, you know, Grant Reynolds is going to walk into nonchalantly from now on.
Yeah, take a look over our shoulders. Okay. Yeah.
You know, Sam, I've been meaning to talk to you, and you and me have gone through shit.
Yeah.
A lot more shit than I care to I think that's more shit than I think I care to take, especially between what we've gone through. And I look at this place and I look over at the strip club. I'm looking around the strip club. I'm like, to think that
you hear, and that's Candy, guys. Candy's coming around for some tips. Make sure you take care of her. Next up, we got Violet. Violet to the stage.
To think that you actually had a run of a place better than this.
Mm-hmm. And you hear Sheena Easton's 9 to 5 start playing, and you see
working 9 to 5.
And you see just this little country girl, kind of curls, the cowboy hat, just the vest, but little booty shorts come on stage and start fucking dancing to the music.
Yeah, also known as Tits Hemingway has entered the stage.
Tits Hemingway.
The deed, by the way, the paper that he handed me, right? It's a deed, right? It's a paper deed. And it has but does it has my signature on it? No, right?
Has your name. It's been declared your land.
Right. But
and it's not a deed for the property, it's a deed for the land.
Right, for the actual plot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're not keeping Discovery Zone.
No, we're not. But on those deeds, the deeds also have.
You don't want to be in charge of Basil B. Boy's room?
What happened?
Like the Chuck E. Cheese of Oregon, Basil B. Boy's room.
Oh wow! Wow, you went deep into that research. You went deep into that research.
That doesn't exist, just so you guys are aware.
Oh, okay. About to say
that's off the dome.
But the deed allows you. It has the spot or the location where you can actually write off the deed to somebody if you wanted to. Correct?
Yeah.
Look, Sam, you have a pen on you?
She puts her fingers in her mouth, like her thumb and pointer, and she whistles, and the bartender comes over. He goes, "What's going on, Sam?" And she goes, "Louis, can you give me one of your pens?" And he's like, Yeah, here you go, man.
I swore for a second you were going to tell us the stripper launched one in an interesting way.
That's not that kind of bar, bro.
Flying across.
You got to go into California if you want that kind of action, boy.
Yeah, man. No, she came from Tijuana. She does the ping pong game.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
that's later on. That's after hours.
After hours.
Smell my pen.
Nope, I will not smell that pen.
Fish stick.
No, I will not. I grab the pen and I go, look, and I take the paper and I'm just covering the top piece of it. I go, I need you to sign over here. I need you to sign here, son.
What the fuck is this?
You want me to sign a very legal looking document, motherfucker?
Yeah. Is
this some of your fucking senator bullshit?
It's not the last call. I can't give you back the bar, but I can at least give you the land that it was on.
I don't know if I want it. Like that's a lot of work. Man.
Bitch. That's like, I was just like in my head, I'm like, bitch. I'm like
Marcus and I have a good thing going. You know?
Okay.
If you're serious though, like how did you get this?
Let's just say I had to talk to a few people to get this back, considering all the turmoil that I had to go through in this place. For this place. And let me see, how many fires? Do you recall, Sam?
4.
4.
At least.
And the last thing I fucking want is a fucking howdy do fucking bonanza bullshit that they're trying to build there.
All right. As she picks up the pen, I will remind you, as a storyteller, that Grant Reynolds is your go-between for everything you need to do to fix this place up.
Oh, that's right.
So
I got you.
If you hand this over to Sam, you are admitting that you have been working with Grant Reynolds.
You're right. Never mind.
No.
I go, you know what?
Which is fine. Sam? You can do that if you want. That if your conscience is like, I need to come clean, and you want this to be the way that it happens.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
I wasn't planning on joining the Sabbat to the end of this chronicle. So.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize how easily that could have happened. I go, you know what, Sam? You're right. I understand understand your hesitation. How about this? How about if I actually, and I know I've said this before, if I actually build back the last call, would you be more inclined to be there?
If you can make it work, yeah, sure, I'll help out.
I extend out my hand,
and she shakes it.
I go, Sam, I know it's gonna sound weird. Besides Andreas here, you're probably my only friend left out here.
She looks at Andreas, and she looks back at you. You need more fucking friends.
That's what I keep telling him.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of acquaintances.
I just like chucking you under the bus every chance I get for that.
It's like a volleyball game whenever Sam's involved.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I need to find you, Sam, I imagine you would be here at the Albatross. Is that right?
Yeah. I'll mostly be at the Albatross. I'm only here if I need to just clear my head.
I give her the number to my car phone.
Yep.
In case
and you hear those old, like the music lulls for a moment, and you hear plop plop, like one of those like cap gun pops. And you see that the cowgirl is spinning her little 6-shooters and just kind of shooting at Sam, and Sam throws a wad of, like a fistful of ones just at the stage.
Yeah, okay. I guess this is custom. I haven't done this in a while. And I go and I reach into the wallet. At this point, I don't even think about denomination. I don't know if it's ones, I don't know if it's fives, tens.
Throw some bills.
And I just toss it.
Some cheddar.
But she pretends to take a swig of her beer, and she goes, violet's my favorite color, so. But, yep, I'm probably going to get out of here now when she's done with her dance, and just go back to the Albatross, if anything.
Is the Albatross still running, or is that being closed down? Because I know that right now everybody's trying to hunker down until given everything that's been happening.
Oh no, Marcus. The only way the Albatross is going to close down is if Marcus is dead. He'll run that motherfucker into the ground, and then you will hear. That's Violet, guys. Violet's got one more dance. Let's hear it for Violet. And you hear Loverboy is working for the weekend. Come on.
I go ahead. I grab a wad, right? And I imagine what Sam is wearing. She usually wears something that has a pocket on her shirt or on her jacket. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have the money... sticking out from the pocket of her jacket. I literally turn her and have her go towards Violet. I go, and I start pointing.
Yep.
I go, Violet, you got one more dance.
Yeah. And she comes over, dancing towards her, like shooting her guns. And so you just hear the cap, pap, every step she takes towards her.
I go ahead and I pat Sam's shoulder. I go, I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, you guys go back into the car. Where are you guys gonna head off?
Well, I still have my little rendezvous with the head suck up of the Free Souls division now.
Correct.
The Free Souls fan club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, this guy thought it was a fucking internship, but okay. If he's getting me results, fine.
Yeah. You get to the address, and you see that it is a mechanic shop across the street from a hotel, and you can see the bike is there, and he's terribly hidden behind the bike. Like he's literally he's got his hands up on the seat, like he's looking. And when he sees your car pull up, he ducks down, but he's still got the top of his head kind of looking over the bike. Wow. He is the worst biker that has ever biked.
Yeah, okay. Can I turn on obfuscate while I'm still, once I open the door, just shine the headlights on this fucking kid. I'm sneaking up behind him. This is bothering me.
Okay. But he immediately, like, when he sees that it's Erickson and behind the wheel, like, he stands up and he holds his hands out. Mr. Wood, and he comes around the bike. Is Mr. Barker with you? I have information about the disciples.
All right. As soon as I'm behind him, just behind you.
And he shits himself as he turns around.
Good.
Oh my god! I never get used to that. Oh, my heart. Oh my god. Oh.
All right. Calm down, champ. Yeah. What's going on? I need you to. You're at a 10. I need you at a 5. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited because I followed 2 disciples to this hotel, man, and I think we can get them by surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like we can come in there like Chuck Norris and fucking.
You don't need to be making the plans for us. Right. Where did you see them go to?
He points at a room. They were over there, but they left.
They left. What time?
About an hour ago.
An hour ago. What were they What were they driving or riding?
Riding. They were riding their bikes.
Okay.
They were riding the bikes.
Yeah.
All right. Where he? Okay. So where he saw them going, like where his bike is situated, is this? Are they going to notice him as soon as they get back?
No. Luckily, there are other bikes at the mechanic shop that are being looked after. And
okay, but I'm just saying his since he was fucking hiding behind his own bike, his relative distance to them, like does he need to be pointed out to a new spot to hide?
Not necessarily. No, depending on where they come from. If they come up the same route they left, they won't see him. But if they come from a different route, they'll definitely spot him.
All right, son. What I'm going to need you to do. Get a little more out of the way, a little more hidden, and I want you to keep an eye out for when these disciples get back. I want to see if there's anybody new with them, see if there's anyone else.
Yeah.
And Erickson, you up for a little B&E?
I mean, it's been about a few months, but sure.
All right. If you see those assholes coming back, and you think you have time, rev your bike a couple of times so we know they're coming.
You got it, sir. I understand my job.
This is gonna go horribly.
This is gonna go bad.
But since I've already had a bad idea, let's go.
Okay.
So,
and you go up to the room that he pointed out to you. The window shade is kind of closed enough that you can't really see into the room unless you're like peeping.
Okay.
So when you kind of look into it, you'll see that there's 2 duffel bags. There's stuff on each of the beds, but it doesn't look like this is a family room.
Okay. Does this look like a lock I can pick?
Yeah, very easily.
Okay. Without, I don't necessarily want to leave sign that I was here. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Not my usual lock pick of my left boot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got a dexterity 3 and a larceny of 1, so even taking half gives you 2 successes, and that's more than enough. It's not a terrible like vault-like lock. It is literally like 4 pins, and so you open it with no hesitation and no problems, and you creep in and you see that there is in fact a couple of duffel bags. One is at the top of one of the beds, one is at the bottom of one of the beds. You can see that there's a couple of changes of shirts, a couple of jeans have been strewn about, a couple of different boots. But you will notice that there is a note on a little kind of pocket calendar that's been left propped open under the phone, like the phone is holding it propped open. It's one of those little pocket calendars.
Yeah.
And it says meet with Dr. S, and it's just kind of circled for tonight. And the previous evenings have been kind of scratched in half. Diagonals.
Clearly, these guys. Flipping through this calendar a little more, is there anything beyond the meet with Dr. S?
For the next month, since it's the end of the month, after July 4th, it says meet with Shep on July 5th.
Meet with who?
Shep.
Meet with Shep. July 5th.
How's that spelled?
Am I gonna have to kill? Am I gonna have to kill Shepard?
I hope not. That's your retainer.
Yeah, I really hope. I really hope not. I'll be like, motherfucker, all this goddamn blood. What a waste.
Now we need a new ghoul.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got King Kiss ass out there, so
he's ready.
He's off to a good start.
He's ready.
Clearly, he's got the loyalty that my blood couldn't infuse.
No, it's one of those. It's like, you want to be a part of this? Kill Shepard. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So,
yeah.
As gingerly as possible, go through the duffel bags a little bit.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of revolvers. Revolvers that have been packed away. There's a single box of ammunition for the revolvers for the 38 caliber.
Okay. Ooh, let me see.
But
just taking a look at the bullets. Normal
bullets. They're about halfway through the box.
Okay.
So they've used them. But otherwise, it looks like just clothing and a couple of like nudie mags, Playboys, Hustlers.
Yeah, technically those things would fit my my revolver with me. I still only have 3 rounds remaining on that thing, right?
3 of the special rounds. Yep.
I was making sure no one fired it off when I was on autopilot.
No.
Okay.
I mean, no one grabbed a hold of your own gun. No,
I know for a fact that the only time that you would use that gun is if X meets the Y parameter.
Yeah.
So I know that you wouldn't have pulled it.
Yeah. Shit's got to be hitting. Shit's got to be hitting the fan with. Well, it's not just werewolves. I mean, if shit's hitting the fan in spectacular fashion, I should probably shoot whatever's causing it with that.
Correct.
That is what I've learned. That's what I've learned so far.
It's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah. Oh, I killed werewolves. Okay, so, but no. Okay, so we have the meet with Dr. S tonight.
Yep.
And then nothing really going on.
Nothing going on except for the meeting with Shepard on the 5th.
Yeah. Meeting with Shepard. Okay, so
they do have a party. It says party
meeting
for July 4th.
July 4th.
July 4th. There is just the word party underlined 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then meet with Shep on the 5th, and then just kind of clear.
Okay.
If you go into August or September, there's a meeting. It just says meeting on the 15th of each of those months.
Okay.
Would we be able to? And that's in. You said that's a pocketbook or a journal?
The pocketbook.
A little like those one of those at a glance calendar thingies.
Yeah, like it folds in half. Like it folds up and you put it in your pocket. Like a little mini calendar.
Could you if we look back at that pocketbook and see, since these meetings all fall on the same day of the month?
15th. Yep.
Okay. Could we have seen maybe one of those, maybe the first time it was written in, maybe there's an address?
It would have been in January. It would have been January, but there's no address. It just says meeting.
Yeah.
Like in January it says meet. February says meet. And then March, April, June says meeting.
Okay. And there's no little address book section in the back or anything?
No. It looks like it's got a couple pages ripped out though.
No. So clearly gleaning the information we can from it. At least we can tell my boy to keep an eye out for them, and also try and figure out where the disciples are partying on July 4th.
Mm-hmm. But you do notice that July does not have a meeting.
Well, no, it has the meeting on the 5th with the Shep. Just doesn't have a meeting on the 15th.
Correct.
So knowing where they're going to party, still knowing where they're going to party on July 4th is good if we want to cause any trouble.
Yes.
Or also if we want to know where all of them are at one time in one place, and then go check out other holdings of theirs.
Correct.
Yeah, but we're in June, right?
End of June.
Yeah, we're in June. We have time.
That means that, yeah. So I mean, yeah, we got time.
Yeah, you got about a little over a week before the meeting with Shep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just need to figure out who and where this meeting will be taking place.
Yep.
But
yeah, if you're done, you guys can leave, relock the door, go back out, and you'll see that he is like jumping,
doing all that good shit.
He is like hopping, vibrating,
he's excited
with excited.
He's away with shit.
Yeah. He's like, all right. So what do we got? Did I do good, boss?
Yeah.
All
right, calm down, Weasel. Calm down.
Got it.
All right.
Got it. Calming down. Down.
All right, I'm gonna need you to stay calm. Keep an eye on this place. When the disciples get back, just keep a general eye on them. And I also want you to put out some feelers and find out where they're going to be partying on July 4th. This might be a whole big. Yeah, it's Independence Day, and when we're bikers, this is going to be a whole big bash for them.
Bash.
Just keep an eye. Listen for anything about that. And if anyone at a distance happens to mention anyone named Shep. And I don't. Yeah, just that name.
No,
just Shep.
Just Shep. Okay.
Yeah. For all I know, I was like, for all I know, it's an acronym for something, but whatever. I don't even know if he knows what the word an acronym means.
He doesn't, but he nods. And you can see, like, he's nodding, but you see him, he's like trying to figure it out in his head, like.
Yeah, he's figuring out at the same pace that I said that I realized I said an acronym and not acronym.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You get to your finish line long before he does. Like, he's just like, that's gonna bug him for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I pat Weasel on the shoulder. I go, "You did good, but we just Skid Row. I need you to bring down the excitement."
Yeah. No, I get it. It's just calm down. You gotta calm down.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be cool. You gotta be cool as a cucumber, man.
You see him breathing in through his nose, breathing out through his mouth.
Yeah, you do those breathing exercises. So anyway, I'm walking away from this guy.
It works for pregnant ladies, so I figured.
I have half a mind to like bite my finger, put it into a shot glass, and be like, just take a sip of this. Now you feel better. But I don't need to. I don't know. I don't need a second ghoul with that kind of personality like on me like 24 hours a day. No, I don't need that.
You don't want him?
Yeah.
Look, he may be useful for some great shit later on, but that requires time to figure out. You don't just ghoul everybody.
You know what? We'll see what happens. I think you might be surprised at what he does with your orders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you guys have the rest of the night. At this point, it's like just creeping up on midnight.
Let me ask you, Trix, my ghoul.
Yes.
She works at Sangria, or at least for the time being.
Yeah,
worked at Sangria.
Mm-hmm.
She still works there until it's closed, until it's gone. Was she the day or nighttime? She was daytime, right?
Daytime. Yep.
I'm a little unfamiliar when it comes to ghouls. Ghouls, they still need to sleep. So she's not.
No.
Yeah. They're slightly enhanced. Some of them can get like a dot in physical discipline or two, but other than that, they're human.
They can only ever learn the first dot of any discipline, but they can, with instruction, learn.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm. She mostly works during the day, but she knows that weekends like this, like she should be up and available.
All right.
And a quick phone call will wake her up.
Yeah, that's what I'm probably gonna do. So we'll get back in the car, and before I call, where do you think we should head out to then, Andreas? I mean, the night is still young, and apparently there's full of terror.
Honestly, I've got my usual craving to wander into the woods from late, but you don't have to. I can forgo that if we have some other things going on in the city.
I just want to get a feel out for, because obviously Otis is. Well, here's the thing. I know I would imagine being around Otis, and their coterie, because I've been close with Manny like this. I would imagine I would know the spots that Otis. Would I know the spots that Otis would be going to?
Excuse me. Otis has a office building that he bought down the street from Sangria, so it's a good bet that he might be down there.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it too because Andreas.
He still has Gunther's, but he definitely foregoed his claim to the Red Eye after it was taken down.
But he also still has the storage facility.
Gunther's, yeah, he still has Gunther's.
Yeah, he still has Gunther's. Yeah,
but as far as like the known locations to find Otis, like it's Gunther's or the office building, or Sangria, or the Dance Nocturne. Like those are the 4 main spots you could have found Otis at.
Okay, so the office building, how long would it take for us to get there?
From here, you're a little bit north of town. Like you're not near Kaiser, but you're more north. Maybe like 20 minutes at the most.
Yeah. The reason why I ask is just so I know how long I have to talk to Trix while on the way.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. I can indulge my creepy obsession later.
I mean, look, if you want, I get it. You're into the forest. I'm into Spanish music now.
Oh, I'm not into the forest. I'm trying to kill the big furry fucking things in it. Mm-hmm. And that can wait for another night.
Right, we'll put a pin on that. Mm-hmm. We'll put a pin on that. But yeah, I honestly think that we should make our presence known to Otis that we're like either that or we have to lay low. It's one of the two.
Sure.
All right, let's do. Should we bring whiskey or a gift or anything like that?
Flowers are normally something for condolence, but considering that
it's a little too, we just found out.
Yeah, we just found out. But yeah, let me go. Yeah, on the way over to that office building, I want to go ahead and call Trix.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And it rings about 4 times before she picks up. And you can tell that it sounds like she was dozing off. He goes, hello?
Yeah. Trix.
Oh.
How's it going?
Mr. Wood, how can I be of service? How can I help you?
You know what is, I know I didn't tell you this ahead of time, but I would not want her to say Wood. I would not want her to say Erickson Wood over the phone. Yeah.
So she calls you whatever you've come across, like whatever you've established.
I'll figure out something. But for now, but Trix, I don't know if you've already heard, but it looks like Sangria is closing.
Oh. Okay. Why?
Unfortunately,
I thought it was picking up. I know it's not the Dance Nocturne, but I know it's Mr. Garza was working at it.
Yeah, about that. Unfortunately, we no longer have Manny Garza is no longer with us.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh no, it is. I think
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
little handsy, but he was a nice guy.
And I like, wait, what? Like, wait, handsy?
Oh, okay. Just the first couple times. Then once you stood up to him, he was okay.
Well, I just wanted to give you a heads up. That considering what's been going on, I think they're going to be for at least until further notice. I don't think that Sangria is going to be open much longer. So you're probably going to get a notice or a call, or when you walk in, they're going to advise you. But I imagine if you're still looking for employment, I know that as you brought it, funny enough, you brought it up. The Dance Nocturne seems to be. I mean, we know someone, and I look over Andres. I go, we know someone that's there that I think I think you should just check that place out if you're looking for employment for now.
Okay, I know that. I could have talked to Mr. Bradley or Mr. Thompson about their respective bars too. So, but I'll add Miss Larson's bar to the list.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just wanted to give you a heads up.
I appreciate it.
No worries. Have you talked to Mickey lately?
No, haven't had a need.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and give him the news too, because obviously he's not going to be able to go into Sangria anytime soon.
Mm.
But you have my number. You call me if you have any. You call me if you have any problems.
Yes, sir. Do you need anything from me?
Not yet, but it probably won't call you tonight. But if I do, if you hear a call from me tonight, it's going to be because I need something urgent. But if not, we can wait until another day.
I'll make some coffee just in case then.
Trix, you're always the best. I appreciate it.
I try.
Yeah, hang up the phone.
No.
Like
if she wasn't going to hang up first.
Yeah. What happened? Like if she was going to hang up first?
She wasn't going to hang up first. That's a good
one. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You bubbed
like, yeah. But yeah, I take it we get to the office building at some point then.
Yeah. Like a few minutes after you finish your conversation, you pull up. You can see the traditional kind of big family car that Manny would always drive for Otis. And you can see that there's a couple of lights on in the lower 4 floors of the building, but the whole 5th floor is lit up like a fucking lighthouse.
We know the stand. I imagine we've been in here before, so we know the standard operation. Mm-hmm. If we can, given how we can just walk in. Okay.
Yeah, there's a door guy. There's a front desk, and access to the first 4 floors unrestricted. There's businesses. There's legitimate businesses that deal with things. The 5th floor and the roof need to be key carded in. Excuse me.
Is that something that we get escorted, or is that something that we would have to?
You get escorted to the elevator, and the security guard will swipe his key, and that'll take the elevator straight up. Like there are no stops.
Right.
And as you walk in, you will see the large kind of black man with the polo shirt, and it's stretched as far as the stitching will allow on his sleeves, from the musculature on this specimen of a man. But he gets up as he sees you come in, and he looks down at what is a clipboard and looks back up. Mr. Wood, Mr. Barker, I don't see you on the list. Is Mr. King expecting you?
Don't believe so.
No, more of an sorry, go ahead.
More of an impromptu arrival.
Give me a second. And you see him pick up a phone, dials a couple of numbers, holds it up to his ear. Erickson Wood, Andreas Barker. Listens. Got it. Hangs up. Right this way, gentlemen. He leads you to the elevators. You see him reach into his shirt collar, pull out a little lanyard that he pulls off of his head, slides it underneath the button to call the elevator, and you hear the noise of like the engine of the elevator coming down. Things, doors open, and he slides the key card inside the elevator as he holds the door open for the two of you. And once you step inside, have a lovely evening, gentlemen. Steps out, puts it back, and tucks it into his shirt. And just stands there as the doors close. And the elevator goes all the way up to the 5th floor.
Wonder if his name's Tiny. Sorry, that's what I'd say out loud. As
some people call him Tiny, but no.
Call him Junior.
Junior Sport.
No. But the doors open on the 5th floor, and you will see there is no real lobby. The 5th floor is just kind of one big office, and there are side offices that have been closed off, and kind of the corners mostly are for private business. It is said that each corner belongs to one of the members of the coterie. Like there's Otis' corner, there's Manny's corner, John's corner, and even Dimitri has a corner. But no one knows if that's true or not. Most people that speak with Otis will always go to the same corner. But otherwise, you will see that there are 3 desks. Dimitri doesn't really have a desk, but there's 3 desks, and John and Otis are at their desks, and Dimitri's kind of running back and forth between the 3rd desk and either one of their desks with paperwork or banker's boxes. And Otis looks up from a couple of papers as he's looking at them, and then he puts them down. Gentlemen, I hope this is important. I assume that by now you've heard.
Oh yeah, we found out it over at Sangria.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the amount of what you're going through in your head right now.
He looks easily. Is that a new shirt?
No. Company shirt.
Okay.
This is a company shirt.
I'm
like this.
I never noticed the pattern.
I mean,
you would have liked that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, Manny told me that it matched my eyes, but
a little bit. And you can see as you come up to his desk, like he has darkened streaks on the sides of his face. Like he has been crying blood.
We're here. We came here just as a coterie to let us know what we can do, what can be done.
First things first, there's a blood hunt on Grant Reynolds. I want that son of a bitch brought in any means necessary.
I write it in my book. Blood hunt.
And his 3 little fuck buddies, his little private gang of lookalikes for you and Melvin and Andreas here. Fuck them too. Blood hunt on the 3 of them. What are their names? And John doesn't even look up. Tucker White, Kevin Marlowe, and Andrew Bates. Otis, are you sure? He goes, fuck them. If they're associates of Grant Reynolds, they're on the book. And that cockroach, Marcucci, I want him for myself. Nobody touches that motherfucker but me.
I mean,
especially if I find out he had something to do with this.
I mean, I know you don't want us to touch him, but it would be kind of hard to bring him over to you without doing that. If you get what I'm saying.
We'll figure it. And he kind of motions to the 3 of them. We'll figure out how to get to him. That's our project.
Well, considering that, I know people say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I don't think me and Andreas care too much for that bullshit, especially if they're trying to pose as us. So if you want those 3 fucks, we can try to take care of for you.
Get the word out. Let everybody know. Let Ivory know that they're on the list as well. But you 2, I know that you helped by doing some underhanded things when I was trying to come up against Hyde. So I wanna see if you are still up for doing underhanded things for me.
Friends in low places, that's me.
That's a good song.
He sits down and you see him take a moment. I want whoever handed Manny over brought to me. This was an inside job, and I want to know who it was. All of the parties involved. Because this wasn't a one-person job. This had to This had to have included at least 3 or 4 people.
Do you have any leads at all?
I was gonna say, thank God we lost Jeff, because now we are no longer 3 or more.
Correct. All of a sudden, we
suddenly we don't match the profile.
Yep.
We're all coming up Millhouse.
Yep. He goes, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I haven't put my ear out yet. I think I let myself get complacent, and that's a problem that's not going to happen anymore. They want me to be active. I'm going to be active. They want me to be reactive. I'm going to react. I will burn Kaiser to the ground if I have to flush these motherfuckers out. But you don't come into my house and kill my family without repercussions.
Fuck no.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about burning down places, and you got the matches right here.
I know.
But yeah, I'll get the word out to Ivory, and I'll make sure that we start the process of bringing this bullshit down.
You hear the phone ring, and Coulson picks it up. Yes? Send her up. Thank you. Hangs up. And Otis looks at him, and then he looks back at you two. Is there anything else?
Nothing. We just
Nope.
Just wanted to come here to show our respects and to let you know that this is
beaming and condolences.
I appreciate it. I know Manny was warming up to you, so I appreciate it.
And you know what? I was warming up to Manny, to be truthful.
Gotcha.
I mean.
Yeah.
Shit it.
And you hear the phone ding, the elevator ding, the doors open, and you see a young girl, a middle-aged girl, long hair, little librarian's glasses, a kind of vest, a smart kind of button-up shirt, a sweater that's kind of hanging off of her shoulders, baggy kind of pants, smart shoes, and this beanie that just kind of comes down right to her eyebrows. And she looks up at the two of you, and she's kind of like a little startled. And she goes, Mr. Wood, Mr. Barker, it's been some time. I hope you're well.
Do I recognize who this person is?
You do. Both of you recognize her. This is Lydia Frost.
Like under the beanie? Oh.
Oh, Ms. Frost. I put out her hand just so I can, just.
She steps over and she shakes it.
It's a pleasure to see you again. It's been so long.
Yeah, well, sorry. It's very flustering, the news. Forgive me. Flashbacks of my father.
Not at all. We were just making our exit.
And as she walks past you towards Otis, you notice that John puts his stuff down. Dimitri puts his stuff down, and all three of them kind of come over to her, and they start talking very softly as she pulls the beanie back, and it's the last thing you see as the elevator doors close, and you get sent back to the first floor.
God damn it. We didn't see nothing. We just saw the beanie coming down as the doors closed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What were we looking for under the beanie?
No.
Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
No,
Glaring.
we didn't see anything.
No.
Nothing.
Oh, he's big meaty shit.
Just a tentacle comes out.
Yeah.
No.
It's a recording device. That it just says Eric did it.
Nope.
Erickson did it.
Just a big TV screen starts opening up on your forehead.
Yeah.
This is what I saw, Otis.
This is what I saw.
But yeah, you make your way back over to the car. In the distance, you can hear police cars.
Yeah, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's normal. It's normal. All right.
Yeah, they got to get a lot louder before we get nervous.
Yeah. It sounds like they're going away from the office building.
That's good.
They're more in the north part of town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Honestly, I think we need to lay low. I guess I don't know how you feel, Andreas, but I think we're gonna need to lay low for a little bit.
We.
Well, I lay low in a very simple fashion by going where no kindred in the fucking city want to go.
The forest.
Yep.
I'm not about that, but how far is the forest from the apartment that we stay?
I mean, the apartment building is in West Salem, so there's plenty of forest in the West Salem area for you to.
It's not like I can't take my motorcycle out there to a certain degree, and then after that, it's on foot because I don't give a fuck when the sun comes up down into the ground.
Yep.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I no longer need a haven.
Yep.
Shepard actually has evenings to himself now. He actually can do shit on his own time instead of moving my fucking house around.
Yep. He still moves it around every so often.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's a place for him to crash and shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, on the way to, because then I assume you're good with getting to the apartment. Then just to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead.
And you own the apartment building, so you can. Shepard could live at the apartment building.
It's true.
There you go.
Yeah. You charge him less rent, and he'll be happy. He'll be happy to take an apartment.
We'll have him as the superintendent, just fixing shit in this hotel.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, passive security, all that good shit. Keep an eye on the bikes and everything that's nearby.
Yeah.
True. In fact, how many hotel rooms is in this hotel?
In you have an apartment building.
You have
a small apartment complex. There's 24 total apartments. 12 on the first floor, 12 on the second floor.
And it's fully occupied?
No. You probably have like 2 vacancies right now. Okay. If you've given one to Shepard. Otherwise you would have 3.
Okay. No. Yeah. We give one to Shepard and to
definitely.
whoever else. Yeah. No, we'll keep the 2 vacant. Actually, that would actually make sense. I think we should keep them deliberately vacant.
Yeah, you never know when we're gonna need to. Yeah, we'll never know when we need to like saw up a body or keep someone like trapped for a little while. So.
Correct. Preferably, I would like to keep those on the first floor, where there can be a basement. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, there's no basement, but sure.
No. Well, I mean, but
yeah. I mean, the basement for the apartment building just has like the gear work, like the main mechanics for the elevator, and it is a laundry room. So.
Okay. Well,
but
either way, on the way to the apartments, I want to go ahead and see if I can get in touch with. One, I want to get through the channels to let Ivory Larson know.
Okay. What do you want to let her know?
What Otis told me, which is not only obviously Grant Reynolds is on a blood hunt, but now we also have
the 3 Funko Chucks.
Yep, the 3 fuck nuggets.
Okay, so they're on the list. Easily done.
List. And apparently, I was on the list momentarily with them. So fuck those people. I just want to let them know, hey, we're on the same team. the same team. I also want to reach out to Mickey Blue Eyes.
Yep.
And I want to find out the plot of land that now I own.
Okay.
I want to know who the owners were, previous owners. I want to, and also find out when it was handed off.
Okay. He'll get to work on that. And as you pull up to the apartment building and you let Andreas go about the rest of his evening, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. So thank you, boys, for coming back. I hope we have kicked off in earnest some very interesting double agent shenaniganeries. Because I don't know if the people following understand that Erickson Wood is the man responsible for the death of Manny Garza. So hiding that from Otis is going to be a delicious cat and mouse game moving forward.
We've been tasked with finding ourselves. Are you kidding me? That's great.
Exactly.
You know, I want you to find who killed them and bring them to me. Sure, let me write that down.
You're not gonna believe this, but I don't think anyone's ever solved the mystery this quick.
Yeah, and it's done. I'm not gonna tell you it's done, but it's done.
Can't wait to bring in the 3 Fuggle Chucks.
Those guys I'm bringing in.
What a coincidence! The Blood Hunt guys.
I need to bring in I need to bring in the fake ones. I mean, like you said, even one of them is named Andrew. I'm like, dude, you're not even trying.
Not even trying. Yeah. But as always, thank you guys for coming back for season 2. Thank you, the audience, for coming along with us. I hope you guys are having a good time. As always, let me give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. We'll start with you, Eric. Is there anything that you're doing or anywhere that you want to be found if you want to be found on the internet?
Nope, nothing to plug. Just enjoying life.
Perfect. Sometimes that's all it takes. Kenny, what are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
You can find me with my personal social media is Mr. Underscore with the underscore in between each word. Really, it's just mostly just me every so often putting up random stuff, geek stuff that I like, and also I also have Critter Die Bears Love Gaming, which I talk about game stuff there too. This is now what date? Today's the 22nd, so it's been 3 months since I've been married. Yeah, November. No, actually,
congratulations.
No. Actually, no, 2 months. Forgive me, I'm an asshole. So 2 months since I've been married.
2 months as an honest man.
Yeah, nothing's changed. It's pretty much, it feels the same. But yeah, I'm just enjoying that. Also enjoying the fact that now I'm glad that this is back because I'm also not only on here, I'm also on the 7C campaign that we'll be talking about. And just you'll find me, and when I get a creative bug up my ass, you'll see more stuff on Critter Die.
That's true. And if people are attentive, they might see your name on some of the end credits as far as music is concerned. So, you're a man of many hats. But so, as always, thank you, sirs, for coming back. As always, we take mental health on the channel very seriously. So please know that it is okay to not be okay. And if you need help, there are resources going up in our live in our Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube at your leisure. So just know that there are people out there who want to help you. If you're not in the United States or you're not good with phone calls and talking with people or texting, there's a link going up for findthehelpline.com. That'll also be in the description box. So just know that there are people out there who want to help you and that there are avenues for you to explore if you feel like you need help. So don't be afraid to take that first step. There are resources out there for you. As always, Mondays are for Vampire the Masquerade. We do a Camarilla chapter and then an Anarch chapter revolving around the same city of Salem, Oregon, the capital of Oregon. Tuesdays alternate between Werewolf the Wild West and Legend of the Five Rings. This week it's going to be Werewolf. And Thursdays are for 7C, as Kenny said, where he gets to play a Vestin Benevenjar named Freki. And we alternate that with Old Gods of Appalachia. And if you want to see me be a player, I just had the joy of trying out Changeling the Dreaming over at McStabber Studios, which I highly recommend you check out for World of Darkness and miscellaneous needs. They are a fantastic channel. And And I also play, as we're coming up into our third season of Dark Ages, the Vampire Transylvanian Chronicles, a lovable scamp of a Lasombra that has never done anything wrong in his life, I swear to you. And on Fridays for the rest of the month, you can catch me for their Old Gods of Appalachia miniseries, which is going to be just a dark story. And if you are a fan of horror, it's quite a mystery that we're trying to solve. So I highly recommend you check them out. I'm all over the place. You can always check it out here on the channel. I hope you had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. I'm excited to see where season 2 takes us. We stumbled into an Anarch war, not an Anarch war, Prince war, or Praxis war at the end of season 1, and now we get to see what happens when a Ventru prince goes off the rails against a Ventru baron, while a Nosferatu bishop is looming overhead waiting to see who takes who out. So as always, please take care of yourselves, be safe out there, and we will see you when we see you. Goodbye.